Hello, everyone, and thanks again for joining us today on SportsNetworker.com. Today I'm very happy to be joined by Sean Flynn, Senior Vice President of Marketing and Event Booking for the Miami Marlins. Sean, how are you today?
Doing great. Doing great. Thanks for
So
having me.
let's jump right into the first question here. When did your sports career begin, and how are you able to rise to the position of Senior Vice President of Marketing and Event Booking for the Miami Marlins?
Well, I started my career in sports when I enrolled in St. Thomas University in Miami's graduate degree program for sports administration. I have an undergraduate degree in accounting, worked as an accountant for 3 or 4 years, and decided that wasn't the ideal path for me. So I did a lot of soul searching and realized I wanted to be in the sports and entertainment field. The best way to do that at that point, this was in 1994, was to attend graduate school at St. Thomas was my best option. So I kind of started from there and kind of went on.
How did your marketing strategy change last year as the Marlins were going through their last season as the Florida Marlins and transitioning to the Miami Marlins? And how does your current approach perhaps differ from, let's say, 5 years ago?
Well, last year was a transition year, so we actually had two platforms that we were trying to communicate. One was saying goodbye and closing the book on the Florida Marlins, or closing that chapter, while at the same time we were opening the first chapter of the Miami Marlins. This time last year, for example, we were selling season tickets for a new building for the Miami Marlins, while we're still focused on selling individual game tickets and groups and things like that for the Florida Marlins. So there was kind of parallel paths. Obviously, once we said goodbye and closed the chapter on the Florida Marlins at the end of last season, our attention and our focus became all 100% on Miami Marlins and Marlins Park. Again, the biggest change from 5 years ago is our ability to sell point of destination. We're selling the team as well as the ballpark here. We feel we have an unbelievable asset. The feedback on this park has been amazing, from fans to broadcasters to sponsors to promoters, potential other types of non-baseball events, vendors. Everybody who's walked in here has fallen in love with the place. So the biggest change is really kind of selling the team, but selling the building. Not only selling just the team, but selling the building as well as an asset.
To sort of go along with that, I read an article that you happened to mention that when you rebranded the team, having the name change from Florida to Miami sort of helped make the team a little bit, sound younger. Could you sort of just expand on that?
Yes, I mean Miami is sort of a brand positioning element. The term Miami, the name Miami, I think brings a lot of sizzle, and this market sizzle sells. Florida, not to be negative, but when folks outside of Florida think of Florida, they're thinking of probably Orlando first and Disney, which was great. Maybe second to that would be retirement homes or retirement areas, and then you get to the beaches and palm trees. When you think of Miami, you don't think of that stuff. You think of entertainment and fun, and it really sizzle and a demographic that really transcends, just baseball, but entertainment and a destination for excitement. And that's really how we position our brand.
In your opinion, how do you believe marketing a baseball team is perhaps different from marketing, say, a football team or a basketball team?
The biggest difference is the amount of games. The skill set that folks use and bring to the table for all professional sports is pretty similar. The kind of areas you need to attack and the goals you set are kind of similar. Season tickets and revenue streams are pretty much the same. The biggest difference is the amount of games. So when you're going out and packaging, selling a season ticket to a baseball team, that's 81 home games as opposed to, 8 home games for an NFL with the 2 preseasons, so you're doing 10, or even in hockey and basketball where it's 41 home games. So really, you've got to position those 81 in a different manner. And you've got to break those up into compartments. Obviously, baseball, around baseball, there's a lot of mini plans. There's 10 packs and 20 packs and half-season plans and things like that. So probably the biggest point of difference between baseball and any other sports is the amount of games you have to utilize, and really how do you break those up and position those kind of into digestible increments where folks can kind of come in and find a plan that works for them.
Sean, the last question we have for you today is, what advice would you give to aspiring sports business professionals trying to break into the industry today?
I think the number one thing, and I'll go through a list of assets or characteristics you need to make it in this industry, to be successful and really enjoy what you do. Number one, you have to have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for this industry, it's not going to work. It'll be evident immediately. Obviously, a work ethic, and that kind of transcends everything. You need to bring some creativity, no matter what area you are in the business. Creativity always helps, and it helps you overcome problems. Intelligence, obviously, those are things that you can, probably everybody would say, but you have to have passion for this. And really, when I say passion, and it will be evident if it's not working. It will be evident if you don't right away, because this is more. I consider this a lifestyle. This industry is a lifestyle. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's a lifestyle. So if you don't have a passion for this lifestyle, it's not going to work.
Sean, thank you very much for joining us today. For SportsNetworker.com, I'm Lucas Biebelberg. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care.